So I haven't listened to this song in decades. It's not one of my favorite songs, but it is inarguably I was going to say a genius song. It has got ingenious lyrics. This song, the lyrics on this song come as close to traditional literary poetry as I think you can get. I think perhaps it is the most poetic lyrics in all of modern music history. Tangled Up in Blue, it's from Dylan's 1975 album Blood on the Tracks. And it tells a story, folks. It's got some crypticism in it. It's like, how many women are actually in this song? I'm not really sure. I think it's 3, could be 4. And it's a song about sort of a desperado, a man moving around, making just enough to get by, looking for love, and having the experience, just having sort of a itinerant experience of life. And it is brilliantly written. I mean, it's got some crypticism in it as far as the women are concerned. It's got some gorgeous lines. And the title on this itself, I think, is probably my favorite title of all time. It's the most intriguing, Tangled Up in Blue. What the hell does that mean? And even after you read it or hear it, you're still not entirely sure. It can mean so many different things. Is he this itinerant man? Is he tangled up in blue in the sense of the blue sky? It's blue everywhere, so that doesn't change. His life changes, but he's always tangled up in the blue sky. Or is it about the blues, feeling blue? He's always just tangled up in blue. That blue just keeps coming back and tangling him up. Or is it perhaps that it's a color without if you have no other colors, there's no differentiation. Life is just blue. There is no stark reality contrast to it. Who knows? But the fact that it's cryptic, it makes it great. There's some just fantastic lines in this. I'm not going to say them all, but here's just one. I think it's in the second verse, where he says, "We drove that car as far as we could, abandoned it out west, split up on a dark, sad night, both agreeing it was best. She turned around to look at me. As I was walking away, I heard her say over my shoulder, 'We'll meet again someday on the avenue, tangled up in blue.'" It's just lovely. I mean, that's just great. This is one of those songs that Dylan wrote that I think he doesn't get in his own way. He doesn't try to be too poetic. He doesn't try to be political, which I think a lot of times got in the way of his writing. As y'all probably know if you've been watching me, I'm not a huge Dylan fan, though I've got about 6 of his songs that I listen to pretty regularly. I'm not crazy about the man's voice. I love his guitar. I love his organization of the music. I love his harmonica. This one, as I recall, has great instrumentals in it, acoustics in it. It's got sort of his sing-song, Woody Guthrie voice in it, which I'm not usually crazy about, but I love his inflections he puts in his voice. And this song also, back to the writing, it goes past, present, and future. So let's just get tangled up in this song, shall we? So here we go with Dylan, Tangled Up in Blue. This is the official video it's saying. Okay, so here we go. That's a nice sort of country. Nice.
Early one morning the sun was shining. I was laying in bed, wondering if she changed it all, if her hair was still red. Her folks, they said our lives together sure was gonna be rough. They never did like Mama's homemade dress. Papa's bank book wasn't big enough. And I was standing on the side of the road, rain falling on my shoes.
Love it when he does that.
Heading out for the East Coast, Lord knows I paid some dues getting through. Tangled up in blue.
Love how all those inflections. Nice acoustics.
She was married when we first met, soon to be divorced. I helped her out of a jam, I guess, but I used a little too much force. We drove that car as far as we could, abandoned it out west. Split up on the docks at night, both agreeing it was best. And she turned around to look at me as I was walking away. I heard her say over my shoulder, "We'll meet again someday on the avenue."
Changing paces.
Tangled up in blue.
Love the energy he puts into it. You feel like he really feels what he wrote.
I had a job in the great North Woods, working as a cook for a spell. But I never did like it all that much, and one day the axe just fell. So I drifted down to New Orleans, or lucky with a be employed, working for a while on a fishing boat right outside of Delacroix. But all the while I was alone, the past was close behind. I seen a lot of women, but she never escaped my mind, and I just grew tangled up in blue.
Nice. I don't know how many acoustic guitars they got on this.
She was working in a topless place, and I stopped in for a beer. I just kept looking at the side of her face in the spotlight so clear. And later on, when the crowd thinned out, I was just about to do the same. She was standing there in back of my chair. I said, Timmy, don't I know your name? I muttered something underneath my breath. She studied the lines on my face. I must admit, felt a little uneasy when she bent down to tie the laces of my shoes.
It's a great image.
Tangled up in blue.
Love the energy of the acoustics and the changing pace.
She lit a burner on the stove and offered me a pipe. I thought you'd never say hello, she said, you look like a silent type. And she opened up a book of poems and handed it to me, written by an Italian poet from the 13th century. And every one of them words rang true and glowed like burning coal, pouring off of every page like it was written in my soul. Thought me to you, tangled up in blue.
Love the movement.
I lived with him on Montague Street, a basement down the stairs. There was music in the cafes at night and revolution in the air. Then he started into dealing with slaves, and something inside of him died. She had to sell everything she owned and froze up inside. And when it finally, the bottom fell out, I became withdrawn. The only thing I knew how to do was to keep on keeping on like a bird that flew, tangled up in blue. So now I'm going back again. I got to get to her somehow. All the people we used to know, they're an illusion to me now. Some are mathematicians, some are carpenters' wives. Don't know how it all got started, I don't know what they're doing with their lives. But me, I'm still on the road, heading for another joint. We always did feel the same, we just saw it from a different point of view. Tangled up in blue.
I love Dylan's harmonica. Every single time I love his harmonica. This, I just love the pacing on this song. The drums give it a nice sort of resonating energy, and they're very well done. And I don't know how many acoustic guitars are on this. I think I counted 3. I never have looked into it. I think this is a song that he said, is this the song that he said he wrote in 10, it took him 10 minutes to write and 10 years to experience? I'm not sure if this is the one, but that's a great line. Either way, I love how this song takes you from, well, what is it, from someplace to the east, and then to the east, out west, to the north, and then to New Orleans, and then back to his girl with a different point of view, Tangled Up in Blue. Just phenomenal lyrics. There's a couple of lines on this that I think are a little bit cryptic. Maybe somebody can explain them to me. It's about we don't know exactly who he's talking about, maybe the dad of the woman. Then he started into dealing with slaves, and something inside him died. She had to sell everything she owned and froze up inside. It's really nice, but I wonder what the hell that is referring to exactly. I'm not really sure. But the thing for me that makes it with all Dylan songs is the musicality. This one changes pace. I don't know how many times, at least a dozen times I think it changes pace. It's really nice. And the energy of the guitars are fantastic. And give this song, even though it's got sort of an itinerant, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know if I'll ever find love, it gives it a lot of energy. Like the energy of a guy who's got that youthful exuberance and just doesn't really care that there's, not enough pennies to buy stuff, and maybe he's not finding love. I love that line about the stripper who's tying his shoelaces. Just a bunch of great lines in this. Anyway, as I said, I think this may be the most poetic song of all time, the lyrics. And of course, Dylan won a Nobel Prize in 2016 because of his writing. But yeah, so I'm never really crazy, hardly ever, about Dylan's voice. Lay Lady Lay. I mean, maybe that one and a few other ones. But, it is what it is. It's that sort of sing-song. It's almost sort of early rap in a way, the way he sings, because it's more about the words than it is about his voice, which is very unusual for singers, for actual singers, not rappers. So anyway, but yeah, y'all let me know what you think. I'll be really curious. Okay, take care of yourselves. Bye now.